Kendrick.
What's up, love?
I'm about to get the other one on live right now.
Okay. Okay.
Hi, Marquis.
Hello. Let me switch it around.
What's up, Quet?
All right.
What's up, bro?
Marquette, hi. Where are the other guys?
Yeah, he's falling in. He's falling in.
Okay.
You should see Fernando.
This song will never get old.
I know, right? I just talked to Fernando too. Quit.
Yeah, bro.
So, our boy, I just talked to Chip right now. Oh, here we go.
Here we come. What's up, baby?
Hi, Fernando.
What's up, cuz?
Hey, I'm in there doing the routines, man. But I ain't gonna let nobody see me do them.
Hello, gentlemen. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
How you
Thank
doing?
you for coming. I'm great. And how are you guys this evening?
Man,
I feel pretty good.
You know, I'm glad that you guys are safe, you know, because, you know, I know you guys were dealing with the crazy, like, hurricane out in Florida, but I'm glad that you guys are well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were lucky this time. Some people weren't fortunate, but we were lucky this time. It was about 50 miles of us. Yeah.
Ladies
and I was in California, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Okay, but you know, it's always good to always look out for your brothers.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are coming in, please welcome 3 members of the legendary R&B and New Jack Swing male quintet. Please welcome Kendrick, Fernando, and Marquette, Special Generation.
Yo.
Thank you once again for coming in. So, how did you guys come up with the group name Special Generation?
Oh my goodness, you're gonna get that, Kendrick?
Oh my, well, Quet does a better job than me, but man, I mean, we just was neighborhood friends, man. You know, inspired by New Edition and all that stuff, you know. And I hooked up with my cousin first to form the group, and then we started looking for other talented brothers. You know, we were just inspired by New Kids on the Block. Wasn't that many groups out at the time, but that motivated us to, in high school, build, you know, a group that nobody could touch in the South. And then we met Quet, and you know, you could add to that, Quet.
Well, we met at Jesse Jackson had came to the town, and
right.
at a church. So needless to say, we weren't in the church at that time. So a friend of mine told Fernando and Ken that I could sing, and so they said they wanted to hear me. So we went behind the church. I sang something for them, and they was like, "Hey, we're starting a group. You want to be a part of the group? We meet and we rehearse over here. We're just here today." And so after that day, I think we met at like 4 o'clock, something like that.
Something like that.
And that was it.
And and you know, going back to you, Kendrick, you mentioned that there weren't that many groups at the time. Let me tell you something. There were a whole lot of groups back in the time, groups that we never heard before. And I mean, like, you know, like, you know, the music industry opened like doors to, like, you know, everybody. You know, you guys started off when y'all were young boys, New Edition, like you mentioned, New Kids on the Block, High Five. And
Right.
they,
Yeah.
like, they started up, like, childhood friends, like,
Yeah.
friends from school, growing up in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 star.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
who you
Five
said?
Stars.
Who you
Speaking
said?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
you go
yeah.
back to the 80s, Five
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star.
5 star.
That was
Five-star.
a group
They're
that
amazing.
that
They're amazing.
Yeah.
man.
The Jet.
Yeah. They
Oh yeah,
definitely.
the Jets. I love the Jets. Shout out to the Wolf Grimm family.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Man. Well, this. I mean, we're inspired by so much, and then we reached back to like the Temptations and Blue Magic. I mean, we were trying to develop our own path, because New Edition was killing it at the time. So,
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. hmm
yeah,
I mean, and speaking of New Edition, those six brothers, they've been moving strong for over
Yes.
40 years, since 1978.
right,
Yes.
right,
I
right.
still
That
think
that
they should have got their accolades way before now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Because
man, for
Yes.
real.
they were a pioneer group for our time. Just like the Jacksons were for their
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Um,
hmm
was for us. They were our Jacksons.
hmm And you guys, people know for you for singing background for MC Hammer's song "Don't Touch This," and you guys were featured on a couple of his songs. Tell us about that experience working with MC Hammer.
Let me say something first, fellas. Uh,
was
I'm glad you mentioned that because I got something very special from us doing the backgrounds on Hammer's albums.
oh Lord,
We
what's
won
that?
that right there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
You can't
You
touch this.
deserve it. You deserve it.
That we did that right there. That's why I'm
hmm
holding this right now because we were on that big record. You can't touch this.
yeah,
Yep.
hmm
yeah.
I
Us
had
and
to
him.
pull it
And you
out,
know what?
guys.
I think we
And I'm
did. We were on 50. Like it was like 50-50 because there's places in the song where Hammer's not, and we are. There's places in the song, not too many places where he is that we aren't because we are the whole. And we did that.
I
Actually, we did that whole album with him.
We did the whole album.
Yeah.
hmm How was
Biggest-
it working with MC Hammer throughout the whole album?
Oh
It was,
wow.
it was good. It was great. We considered ourselves to be like workaholics because we were always in Ken's garage singing. We were always doing our harmonies night and day. And Hammer was basically the same way. He worked night and
hmm
day on. We worked night and day on our craft, and
hmm
then together, there was no slacking. We got in there. We knocked that album out,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh. Yeah,
And
let me tell yeah.
we did most of we a lot of people don't know it, but we had a studio bus when we first came out. So we did most of the album on a studio bus,
and
going from city to city.
I can't forget to mention Felton Pilot. He's the one.
Yeah.
He's the maestro of the whole thing. He helped put our first album together. He put Hammer's album together. So
Yes.
and James Early. I can't forget.
And James Early.
right, right. You
hmm
know, you know, we were a group together at least 4 to 5 years before we even met Hammer. So we were
Yeah.
already seasoned from trying to audition for like Solar Records, Motown. I mean, we played some dudes, you know what I'm saying? So by the time we met Hammer, we were at a place of we got to do this, you know what I'm saying? And I mean,
Oh, we were
I
ready
think
by the time we got to Hammer.
well, yeah, we were way
Yeah,
ready.
it's always good to be ready.
We were
Yeah.
ready.
And, and let me tell you something about MC Hammer. He was serious about the two-step.
Oh, million
Yes.
If you
Yes.
work
not
with
lying.
him, you better do a two-step like he
Look,
did.
Ham,
his energy is
yeah,
like this at 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning.
yeah.
You can't come to him
hmm
with low frequency. You got to be on point because he want to see you punch
Yeah,
that way.
and I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure when you guys is like were working with him throughout that album, when it was time together, he would have that big ass pot and that big ass spoon. Boys,
yeah,
come on, we gotta
yeah,
finish this. We gotta
yeah,
finish this. I
But
No
know
see,
that was
sleep.
with us though, it was like we were already in there. He
No
hmm
didn't have.
sleep.
Yeah, he didn't have to tell us anything. I remember the first night that we did recordings. We had 3. We had Dancing Machine, Help the Children, and another one. And so the next morning, we stayed in until like 6 in the morning. So the next
Oh
morning,
my God.
we headed back to the hotel room, and we talked to Ham, and Ham was like, "So did y'all get something finished? Did y'all get one finished?" He's like, "One? We got them all done." He's like, "What?"
What?
He went down and
He
listened to
was
them. They were all done.
impressed. He was
Yeah.
impressed with y'all.
We were
Yeah.
trying to eat. Trust me, we were trying to solidify that future.
Well, you could say you're trying to eat.
Hard work pays off at the end of the day, and look at you guys now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Hey, I can't complain.
Me either. I'm
Me
content.
neither.
I'm content.
Hey, I'm gonna pop it up again. I can't complain.
We did some big things.
Oh yeah, that's the reason why it paid off. That's the reason it
We did
paid
some big
off.
things.
And I
Yeah,
want
we
to
did
ask
some
you
big
this.
things. Some of the things that we did were like, I mean, there's been artists in the business for years that haven't done some of the things that we've done, you know, on that platform, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was blessed. I think we had the #1 record for 28 consecutive weeks on the R&B charts and
Congratulations.
pop charts.
And I mean, and people don't know that's a hard spot to fill because it's easy to
stay.
get up there, but you got to stay at that status.
You gotta stay.
I mean,
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
means at that time your videos banging, your interviews are lined up, you feel me, your tour bus is ready. You constantly have to stay at that max level. It's not easy.
Mhm.
Not easy.
Yeah, I was watching something on 50 the other day, and 50's In the Club record only stayed 8 weeks at #1.
Yeah.
You know how big that record was, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yes.
We were at there 28 weeks, you know?
Mhm.
So we
Yep.
can't
Yep.
we can't even complain about that blessing, man. It's all
Yes.
about
Not at all.
timing and being ready.
Mhm.
And fellas, y'all can vouch for me, fellas. Every night on stage, Hammer's energy was up here, and we had to be in the back singing and dancing and dancing. I say dancing like that because we had to do that every night and match his energy.
Yeah.
Every night.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
And speaking of Hammer, you guys back in the 90s y'all performed with Hammer
Uh-huh.
on the Arsenio Hall's show and other venues. Tell us about that experience and
Oh.
how did Arsenio Hall look at you guys?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll start it off because I really probably don't have my guys are gonna take over after I say what I gotta say. But doing the Arsenio Hall show, I remember I remember being in a hotel in Hollywood and waiting on the van to take us over to the studio.
Mhm.
I'm closing my eyes right now, and I can see it freshly in my head. Us sitting in the lobby, waiting to go, to the studio, and best experience. Because what came to my mind was that I remember being, being a little kid saying, one day I'm going to go to Hollywood. Not knowing that I was going to be in that position, right? So I remember as a little kid saying, I'm going to go to Hollywood one day. And just sitting there in the lobby and that hotel in Hollywood was just like humbling, because it was like, wow, when you work hard, look what
Mhm.
happens,
Mhm. You
and I'm
put
going to
a
let my
lot of
guys take
effort,
over.
don't speak into existence. Actions speak
Exactly.
louder than voice, and that's what you did, Fernando. And
Yes.
kudos to you.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep saying it, it's all about timing. I mean, because we were poor brothers coming from St. Pete, rehearsing in my garage, and I keep repeating that because we visualized being in LA. We didn't know what it was gonna be like, but when
Yeah.
Hammer said you guys are going on our senior with me tomorrow, so I need you guys to rehearse 9 hours right now. So we didn't start rehearsing. When we stopped rehearsing, we were on our way to the plane.
Yeah.
And when we got there, I just remember closing my eyes, and then the door, what do you call it, the stage of Arsenio Hall lifting up and seeing
Oh
the
my
crowd.
goodness, man.
And I'm like, oh my God.
We on Arsenio, baby.
On Arsenio.
It was like showtime. Here we go.
Priceless moments, man. There's no money, There's nothing that can value that experience, knowing that people are watching at home, knowing my mom was home watching me, knowing that
Millions
our
and
brothers
millions of
who,
people.
right.
And
So,
another thing, let me add something real quick, Ken. Back then,
go ahead.
a lot of people were afraid to actually sing on TV because if you made a mistake, you know, it's downhill.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh
So
yeah, they did not
I
play
can
back
I
in the
can name a
day.
few
They
that
meant
had done it
business.
and it ruined their careers, you know. So, but we wanted to sing it live, and
Yeah.
we had mics were hot. We sang that whole thing all the way to the end because if you remember, we did a little
Acapella.
stuff with Arsenio's name in it,
Yeah.
and
We went
so we were
acapella
live
at
the
the
whole
end.
time.
Yep. Yeah, we started singing that thing acapella at the end, and we went over. We were singing to acapella to Arsenio, and then Hammer came over. He was joining with us. Best moment on TV right there for me.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And let me
Yeah,
tell you something about Arsenio. You put up a great performance on his show. That man, he will have love for you forever.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He you know what? He did a lot for our culture. You know,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yes, he did. He did. He played a perfect part in music.
yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, because we didn't have an avenue other than there was no avenues. Actually, Soul Train, the Apollo, but other as far as late night like that, there was no
We,
avenues like this talk shows that would bring, you know, us on, you know.
the near
Uh,
people
Mm-hmm.
show we did the party
you said
Yeah,
machine.
yeah, that's
Apollo.
right. Near people party scene. Yeah, that's right.
And Apollo.
Now when we
Mm-hmm.
did Oprah though, I think we did Oprah because the record had gotten so big. And we
Yeah,
did Oprah, we were on Oprah twice. We performed twice on Oprah.
yeah.
But that record was
Oh my
just so
God.
huge. Yeah.
Now, how
That
did Oprah look at you guys?
Oh, she was just smiling.
yeah, she liked us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oprah
Look,
was smiling at us.
I hugged Oprah, almost fainted. Yo, it was,
I feel you. Yes, sir.
good time.
Uh-huh.
Very
And
good
there's this,
experience.
yes, yes. Mm-hmm. And there's this one other artist that you that played a perfect part in MC Hammer's life and you guys' life. BNGB.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Miss B.
She was
Oh
a part
Wow.
she was
yes.
in the important role as well. Yes, absolutely.
Man.
And
Yeah.
so were 357 and HG.
357.
We were like a little family, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
Mm-hmm.
cause and effect. Man, Joey B.
One cause, one effect.
Touch. It was a lot of us. It was a lot of us.
Yeah. Whole frat hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, hope can't forget the
The
boys. Yeah,
dancers, Hammer dancers. Yeah.
right. Too
Those,
big.
and those that don't know,
Too
Hammer
big
had,
MC.
Yeah,
right,
long.
based on our special generation career, we always had the spot to go to, which was a studio called Busted in Fremont, California.
Yeah.
And in that building, it had like floors and window. I mean, like
Everything.
mirrors. You know,
Gym,
Sauna.
restaurant,
gyms, right?
wardrobe
Sauna. So
room.
yeah, wardrobe room. So we spent a lot of
Wardrobe
time.
room. A practice room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we
a room
birthed
for the car.
a lot of our things were birthed in Fremont. What'd you say? What'd you say?
I said a room for the cars. Remember, Ham had that one space for the cars,
Mm-hmm.
all the cars.
And,
Oh
and
yeah.
speaking of California, Cali is one of the places is like where you just go to the studio, write any line in the song, and it'll just come out like dope. Like, oh yes, this should be in the song. We should sing this. You should sing that. No, you should sing it all together.
California. At those studios in California, you had to have it together before you went in there because they were
Oh
charging up
yes.
to $350 an hour. You know,
Yeah.
$350 an hour back then. So I can imagine what it's now. You know, so you had to have it already together, and
Yeah.
you wasted no time when you got in there. I know when we were in the studio in Mbila with Stephen Russell from Stephen Hart from Troop.
From Troop.
You do. Yeah.
Yeah, so he produced a few songs on our second album. We had a great time there, but it was all when we got in there. It was all business. It was all business.
All business.
Oh
I think
yes.
we did.
Yes.
I was gonna ask
We
you,
recorded what 7 songs with Steve? 7 songs on the Butterflies album.
Yeah.
And we did that in a week.
Mm-hmm.
It took about a week, right?
Yeah, A week and a half, somewhere around there. But we were summing it up
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
we're gonna go back. We're gonna come back to the Butterflies album. We're gonna
Oh, the
go
butterfly.
to you guys' debut album, Take It to the Floor.
Take it to the floor. Everybody take
Everybody
it
take
to the
it
floor.
to the floor.
Mhm.
Who you came to party with? Who?
Special.
Hey, y'all think we can do that routine now?
Y'all had
No.
Spark of
Nah.
Love, which Nia Long was featured in the video. You Are My Everything, One Night Lover.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you taking us back now.
You naming them,
Mhm.
huh?
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
look, that
Oh
one night
yeah.
lover, that one night lover when we were on the four wheelers, the little cave that we
Oh,
come out of,
wow.
that was the Bat Cave. The
Mm.
old school Batman when
And
the
each
old
of
school.
y'all had a date that night, huh?
Yes.
Yep, that was the Bat Cave. Yep, it was right up
Uh-huh.
under the Hollywood sign.
We had
Mm-hmm.
so much fun doing that video too.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
you
crazy
guys
because in that video, in the One Night Lover video, we had like a bunch of the soul train dancers in that video.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that, but a lot of soul train dancers was in that video on One Night Lover.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you guys came out during the New Jack Swing era. Tell us how the New Jack Swing era was like for you guys.
I'm
Wow.
having a chance to meet Teddy Riley.
Oh, being on tour with Guy. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shout out to
Big brother.
Teddy Riley. Happy belated birthday, Teddy.
Yeah. Happy birthday,
Guy
Teddy.
is one of the epitome of New Jack Swing.
Oh, yes. Guy?
Yeah.
Right.
Woo.
If
Not
it
the
wasn't for
creator.
Teddy Riley, New Jack Swing wouldn't be alive.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right.
Absolutely.
Teddy is
Pioneer
the
of it.
founder.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes.
Absolutely. Only he can do that sound. He just had that sound. Nobody could.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nobody could beat that sound. No matter how close you came to it, it wasn't Teddy. Because Teddy get there and put that tube in his mouth and get. I'm telling you, it was something else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
to see that
What's
perform
up,
was
And
great.
when it came to the instruments, Teddy did not play. You couldn't tell Teddy nothing.
That's right.
Trust me, watching Guy every night on stage, it was a treat for me, you know.
Mhm.
And it's crazy. I remember a story about this. A little story about Guy, Aaron Hall, and all of us. Like they had a little, I guess, a big conference room. So they had like an after party. So we was all in that thing. I'm telling on us, guys. So we was all in that thing with everybody had a bottle of E&J. Remember that?
Heavy. God
Everybody
bless
had a
you.
bottle of
Heavy.
E&J. Turning it up.
Yeah.
I don't remember nothing that night. But it was fun.
Because you had
It
too
was
much
fun
to
partying
drink,
with.
Fernando. Of
Well, I
course you
don't
would
drink
not
like that,
remember.
but you know, we was having a good time, you know. And I think Guy was there. After 7, there was a lot of people in that after party, and of course, all the women was in there too. So you know, I ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
But that was
And
one story.
I
mhm.
just
And speaking of Guy, did you guys always wanted to collaborate with Guy like in the past and in now?
Oh, okay, I got a story. We were in
Hmm.
where were we? I'm thinking that we were in it was Tennessee somewhere, but we had performed a New Edition on stage, and the crowd was crazy. They thought because we were behind it, we had the microphone singing New Edition, "Can You Stand the Rain," and the crowd was going crazy. They thought we were New Edition, and so they really did. We were
Where
singing
was
"Can You
this
Stand the
at? Where did
Rain,"
you guys perform where they thought y'all was New Edition?
but they
okay.
couldn't
Well,
see
see.
us. All they did was hear us. They didn't see
Yeah.
us. They were hearing us off the stage with the microphones,
Okay.
and we were singing "Can You Stand the Rain." So after that, we were like on the side of the stage, and Teddy Riley came over to me and was talking to me about the group. And I think me and Teddy about the same size too. We about the same size. I was like, 'cause I was looking at Teddy right in his eye. I was like, okay, me and Teddy the same, you know,
Right,
me and Teddy was like this, right? I was like, what's up, Ted? You know,
right.
and you know, he was asking about the group. I think he wanted to work with us, but you know, but
Yeah.
at the time, you know, Hammer, we was all in with Hammer, but Teddy came to us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
This
that's a
was
little
before
story.
Blackstreet. This was
Yeah,
before
Yeah,
Blackstreet. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. But
Yep.
we want to say one thing I do like about Hammer. He kept up with the trend sound that was out. So we had to get the new
yeah,
Jack sound, and that's what we
yeah,
presented with. Like Hammer, between Hammer working with Felton, and then we got a chance to come in and try to help with production. But that sound was what was happening. I know they wanted to do a remix on Sparkle Love, guys. Do y'all remember the Bomb Squad?
I
Mm-hmm.
remember.
The Bomb Squad, right? Because that was the new thing. But New Jack was, I mean, we ran with it. We enjoyed it.
Yeah,
You know,
Spider-Man and Freeze did
that's the Bomb Squad. That's it,
one.
right? The remix.
Yeah, One Night Lover for us. Yeah, because they had just did Biv and Belle Biv DeVoe's
Poison.
Poison at that
Oh,
time.
that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
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 And did you have you guys ever thought about collaborating with Belle Biv DeVoe?
Well, I mean, Mike was a good friend of mine. All of them good friend of ours.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah.
them, Slick, Ron, all of them. Well, we knew Ron from way back when we lived in Woodland Hills. The first
Woodland
time
Hills.
we were
Oh my
Right.
God.
Right.
Yes.
we lived around the
And
corner
the good
from them.
girls. And the good
Yeah,
girls.
and the good girls. Yes. But I mean, really, we would collaborate with anybody because we have a lot of friends in the industry. And if you wanted us to sing on something with you, we with no problem, we get on there and do some harmonies with you. We'd rock it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And like on the fans that people who are big fans of you guys is like they will say that this will be dope because Special Generation is like one of the best male groups of all time. I mean they made a
Oh, I think.
tremendous
Oh my
impact.
God. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Man, you just hearing those words,
Yeah.
it's like we work hard.
All I gotta do is bring this
Uh-huh.
out. That's all I gotta do is bring that out, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I
that's
see you,
that.
Fernando.
One
I
thing.
see you. I
Come
see you.
on. You
Uh-huh.
feel me, right?
Mm-hmm. And now we're gonna go on to your second album, Butterflies. What's the purpose of that title?
Oh wow. The song, well, it was one of the songs on the album. One of the songs on the album was called
Mm-hmm.
Butterflies, written by Steve Russell of Truth. And wow, and I think all five of us did a lead on that also. But Kendrick took that Butterfly song and just made it just go like,
My heart drops. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Mm-hmm.
oh my God.
The inspiration came from our maturity. Having been on the road a couple of times because we spent 360 days on the road with Hammer, and then we turned around and did our own tour for like a year.
Yeah.
When we connected with Steve, he wanted to give us a different sound,
Yes.
a different vibe. So now we can really get the melodic songs because Silk was out with those songs.
Yes.
Baby, don't stop. We'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
And then we heard Mid Condition. Oh.
Oh,
So we
love
needed some
Mid
flavor,
Condition.
right? We and Steve gave us that.
He gave us that sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
We really, if you go back and listen to our first album, Take It to the Floor, and you listen to that Butterflies album, oh my God, we made a total jump. You can just tell the growth in that Butterflies album. It was like night and day from the first album. When you put that Butterflies album on, romantic. I mean, we were coming into being men when you put that
Yeah.
Butterflies album. Yeah.
And on Butterflies is like on that represents peace, trust, and not only loves, peace, trust,
Yes.
secure, being secure.
Yes. So some of our best work was done on that Butterflies album, I would say.
Gerald wrote, I think, 3 songs on the album. Eddie
Gerald
C.
Levert.
Gerald Levert. We went to
Rest in
Cleveland.
peace, Gerald Levert. May his legacy
Yes.
continue to live.
Yes.
And
Yes.
his father, Eddie Senior. Eddie wrote "Who Makes the Choice of Who's Loving Who" on the album.
Oh my God, one of my favorite songs
Mhm.
on the album.
Yeah, that's a grown record right there.
And
Yeah.
Joe Little of the
Joe
Rude
Little, yeah.
Boys wrote a couple songs also
Yes.
for us on that album. So that
Yeah,
album
a
was
whole
like,
lot of artists wrote songs for you guys because
yes,
they knew that you guys put a lot of effort into the industry.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. We like I said, we were. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. We it wasn't as easy as it is like it is now. I mean, if we had
yeah.
to go to radio stations, we couldn't call. Like, this is a blessing. Being able to go live
To
and
be
do
able to do
shows.
this,
We
yeah,
had to get in our cars and drive 4 or 5 hours just to do a radio interview. You
yeah.
know, it was. I mean, in records, cassette tapes. It made us appreciate.
CDs, yeah,
Right, it made us appreciate meeting people face to face. It made us
Yes.
appreciate hugging people at the radio stations that played us when the promotion
yeah.
stopped.
The
So
program directors, yeah,
right, we miss that. We miss that
yeah,
inspiration when it comes to that because we were there. We you
yeah.
gonna throw a barbecue in Cleveland? We gonna be right there at the barbecue.
Right.
Yeah, it's just the times are so different now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's like where have the '90s gone? Like it sucks. It's like
But hey, but if
Right.
you look at it, but if you look at fashion and you look at the fashion and the music now, it's all 90s.
Yeah.
It
Everything
all
goes
made
around.
you're
it's
not
all
lying
90s.
about that, Fernando.
You know,
You're
the
not lying
baggy
about that.
clothes, the baggy jeans. I mean, it's all back.
Right.
The
Hmm.
lines in the hair, the lines in the eyebrows. We did all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, Quet. Come on, Quet with the Gumby. Quet. Come on. We did all that hairstyle, man. The
Uh-huh.
big jeans and
That's
the
right.
overalls. That's
Yep.
going on
The
now.
circle sunglasses. It's like a
All
lot of
that.
people wear them
Yep.
now, and that was
Yes.
popular in the '90s. The combat boots. Come on
There you
now.
go. There you
Yeah.
go. They're doing that now from what we used to
Uh-huh.
do.
Yep.
Right.
So
Yep.
Yeah.
And
and
let's talk
they're
about.
sampling songs from the 90s also.
Yeah.
They're sampling songs from the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
hey, it's an honor to me. It's it's an honor that they're taking the music and they're doing that with it and they're dressing like we used to dress. I love it. I ain't wearing them big
Oh.
baggy jeans no more, but they can have it.
Mhm.
Quell,
The
what you
'90s
laughing
was
at?
so inspirational.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
right
Yeah.
there with you 100.
yeah, yeah.
And you
And
know
Yeah,
what?
let's
those pants
talk.
used to be so baggy you could put like 2 people in them.
And now let's talk about your latest single, "I Can't Help Myself."
Oh
Did
my
you guys
goodness.
wrote that song, or who wrote that song? And what's the purpose of you guys naming that song "I Can't Help Myself"?
Tell us. Hold
Marquette,
on one
come
second.
on. Marquette
Okay.
produced it and wrote it. Come on.
Yeah, I wrote and produced it. But Ken did his parts, Chip did his parts. Um, it was a record that I had in my little catalog, and Fernando was coming down to Tampa one time, and he said he wanted to get in the studio, so I have one in the house, and so I said, yeah, we'll have something. Let's record when you get here. So I think that night I started writing it, and came in the next day, and when he came in, we sat and listened to it, and
Yeah,
he said, well, won't you leave your first verse on there, and then I take the second verse. I said, oh, okay, we can do that. And so
yeah.
that's what we did. And we wrote something else for the bridge. But when Fernando got back to Cali and Ken heard the record, Ken was like, you got to let me on it, Quet. I was like,
Y'all,
just
come
send
on.
me the track.
He said, "Y'all ain't doing this song without me. Stop it."
Mhm.
And so he said he recorded on that side. He sent them to me, and I put the vocals in there. It sounded like we were all in the same space at the same
There you
time doing
go. Yeah,
it. It came together. But that's just to show you we never missed the beat. The brotherhood that we have, no matter what, how far apart we are, when we talk to each other, it's like we just talked to each other yesterday. It's all,
exactly.
and the same with the singing. it's just like we were just singing harmonies yesterday.
Exactly.
Yeah. And even since so you guys like I know you guys don't see each other every day, you don't speak to each other every day, but it's always good to check on each other every once in a while because you guys are brothers. Y'all been like
And we do.
knowing
Yeah.
each other forever.
Yeah, man, we do. We check on each other all the time, so
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys currently working on a new EP and a new album?
Man, well, we're supposed to be connecting real soon, and it's all about how we if we're inspired to do something. Because I just put in their ear, let's do a Christmas song. I
Yeah.
Oh,
was
I'll be
telling
looking
Doug,
forward
I was
to
like,
that because
let's
the
do
holidays are around the corner. That'd be dope.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, for us, music has changed. We love it. If we get together and decide to do 3 or 4, we do it. But it's just the love of music that we have in our chemistry. You feel me?
Yeah.
I think
So,
Chip has some records out. Ken has some
Oh
records
yeah.
out as well.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right.
I did a couple of solo songs, Rare Ferrari, Just a Memory, and I
Yeah,
Like
my
You.
dear.
Yeah. And you can get them things on any platform. Spotify, you can go listen to them on Spotify, Apple Music. You can listen to it on iTunes, YouTube. So if you want to go hear some stuff that I did solo, go check it out, y'all. Fernando Allen. Yes.
And each and every single one of you guys put out a solo single.
Right, right. I did.
Yeah, I
Quintet.
haven't dropped mine yet. I did a remake of Michael Jackson's "Lady of My Life."
Love
Um,
it.
Incredible.
Love
I'm
it.
gonna put it out
Incredible.
there, and I'm gonna give it
Rest
away
in
for
peace, the king of pop.
yes. I'm
Mhm.
gonna give it. I'm gonna put it out there, and I'm gonna give it away for free. But if people want to donate, I'm gonna take the money that comes in and give it to one of Michael's charities.
That's what's up. That's what's up. The
Yes,
song
it's
is very good
Mhm.
job on that, Quet.
Oh
Man,
man,
I
incredible.
can't. Yeah, and
Mhm.
Um,
I had a chance to drop the song called "Baby Don't Lie to Me."
oh yeah.
Some R&B flavor. It was pretty nice.
You was
Oh yeah.
going through a relation. You was in a relationship when you put out that song, Kendrick.
No,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Tell us about that
no,
single.
no. That you know, we miss. Well, there were a time when women would, if you're going through something, you want to know what's going on. If you're not happy, you don't need to stay in that situation. That's where I was at the point, and I wanted to deliver a record that, not a bad record, but leave the situation. Come on over to my place. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to um, remind her that there's a better place for you to be than be unhappy in that situation. Because you calling me all the time. Oh, this and this and this, and I'm tired of hearing it. So don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Come on
Uh-huh.
over.
But I said,
Don't lie now.
yeah, don't lie. Don't
Nobody
lie.
don't want to be on the phone talking about the same thing. Like, talk
Right,
about something different.
right, right. So it was a very nice song. Very nice song.
Yeah, I felt it.
More to
Mm-hmm.
come. We got more to come though.
More to come. More music to come.
Oh, yes, yes, and I'll be looking forward to it. The fans will be looking forward to it. And let me go back to the question. How is it in your own opinion, fellas, what's the difference of you guys singing solo than singing in the group Special Generation?
All right, I'll go first, fellas. For me,
Okay.
man, singing with these talented brothers, I'm just gonna be honest. I always had to be on. I always had to be on it because I knew if I had to start the song off, I had 4 other brothers coming from behind me, and I knew I had to come with it. And if I didn't, they was gonna let me know. So singing with these talented brothers, man, there's nothing like it. Especially I remember just singing in the circle and that harmony, just like I'm like, there's nothing like this. You know, but singing solo, I guess I would say doing the solo thing, and it's pretty much I can pretty much say what I want to say, you know, how I'm feeling on a record. I can kind of do what I want to do. So that's the solo thing. But being in a group, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Right.
Nothing.
Right. For me, being in the group is all I really know. So stepping out of all these years, you know, it took me all these years to drop 2 records. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now I've done stuff recorded at the house, but the group was just it was solid. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's one thing we had. And people nowadays want to hear the group. You be like, I'm going to do solo. We want to hear the group.
No,
You know,
no.
so
We want to hear Special Generation.
right. But
The
Okay.
fans want to hear Special Generation.
right.
Yes.
But you do solo things because sometimes you're inspired and you want your voice to be heard in a certain way, you know.
Yes.
But all of that flavor, Chip's flavor, Quet's flavor, it's all elements of Special Generation. You
It's
just
all
now gotta
Special
hear
Generation.
Ken that sing on the bridge. You feel me? What he sound like by himself, but the chemistry with us is unstoppable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And Quet.
Yep.
Huh?
Yes,
Well,
sir.
groups. I mean, I wouldn't have done it any other way than with my brothers. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, hands down, I wouldn't have done it any other way because, I mean, it's one thing to be out there by yourself and do it, but it's another thing to have, like Ken said, that backup. Like Chip said,
Yeah.
that confidence that I got 4 other brothers behind me that's going to step in and sweeten the pot, you know. And that's since the beginning, since our beginning.
Wow.
We've always been that way, and I mean that's our support system, you know.
Yes.
Because coming up, we had brothers. Each one of us had brothers, but in the group, it was like we were together every day, almost every day, all day.
Right.
All the time.
But I'm gonna tell you, hands down to the solo artist though, it ain't no joke.
It ain't no joke being by yourself on stage.
To be out there by yourself, and
Uh-huh.
travel by yourself.
You gotta be well prepared. Because
Travel by yourself, everything.
yeah. Uh-huh. Being
Because
solo is more work than like working in a group, because you gotta mentally prepare for like your showcases. It's like you gotta do a 2-step.
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing is when you're out on the road, not everybody knows all your records. So if you're a solo artist, you got to work that record on stage. You feel me? Because if the radio isn't playing those certain songs, now you're performing in that city, they don't know your material. So as a group, we can get away with steps.
Yes.
Yes. Because when it comes to those to like dance moves, especially dancing to New Jack Swing, you gotta be on point. New Jack Swing is like New Jack Swing steps is like this. If you don't know it, no. If you're not well prepared for that, go sit down.
Right.
And if you go back and look at our performances, like even when we're on TV or whatever, all our dance steps, whatever we did, we were on. We were prepared.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at our, performances, it's like, okay, them brothers they singing and they dancing and they doing this thing together. I don't know where Quet went, but he popped out.
He should be trying to get back in right now. I don't know if he sent a new request.
Yeah.
But to add on what you're saying,
tell him to send me a request so that I could add him back on.
Okay. Because I'm sure he's doing that. But let me add on to what you said, because our music catered to our vocals. Because if you're going to step on stage and sing live, you got to have enough air to sing those notes and hold those notes. So that's why our steps pertain to our vocals. Hands down to the groups that do all the spins and drop down and all that kind of stuff. Trust me, you got to have enough air.
Yes. Troop is one of them.
Yeah, and Guy too.
Yeah, Guy, Troop.
High Five.
High Five.
Yeah.
Well, High Five. Well, we performed with High Five a few times. They didn't really do a lot of steps, but New Edition is another one where you got to be
Oh,
breathing and
oh,
you got
oh
to be
yeah.
dancing. You know what I mean?
And New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block. Man, just yeah.
I'm trying to get Quet back in. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. New Kids on the Block. Yeah. So, I mean, the comfort of a group is no other. You feel me? And
Oh my goodness.
honestly, I'm so happy to see all the groups that I do see coming back out. You know,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
really doing this stuff.
And to mention, you mentioned New Kids on the Block. Yeah, I know you remember Marky Mark, right?
Oh yes.
You remember
And the
Marky Mark,
Funky
right?
Bunch.
Yes, Marky Mark. So it's
He was
crazy.
another pro of a two-step of like, you know, you
Yeah.
just got to do a two-step with their combat boots, then box
Yes.
break.
Yeah. And it's crazy because Marky Mark, if anybody out there listening, because I think Marky Mark, it's crazy because at one time we was dating the same girl.
Ooh, ooh.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he dated her first and I dated her second, or I dated her first. I don't know, but I remember he came somewhere and we were talking about it. Quite pointing at me, but I remember that some little cute little thing, you know.
Right.
Let me stop. Let me stop.
Yeah, we used to
That's
see
just a
them when
little.
we went to Boston.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
just
New
a little
Kids.
tidbit.
Yeah,
New
Mark.
Kids on the Block and New Edition. Those are the Boston bad boys right there.
Oh,
Yes,
Wow.
produced by the same producer, Maurice Starr.
Bobby Star.
Hmm.
Brothers,
Yeah.
we got to mention the Bob Hope special.
Oh yeah, that was an honor to do that. To actually meet Bob Hope. We did it. It was a tribute to Oprah that Bob Hope was putting on, and we got the opportunity to actually meet him. We were actually singing on stage doing sound check, and he came from behind the curtains, and he was like, he just stood right there and listened to us, and he shook
Yeah,
our hands and told us we sound good, and I was like,
Hmm.
wow, it's Bob Hope now.
that's Bob
He's
Hope.
been
Wow,
entertaining the
y'all
troops
got positive
forever, and
feedback left and right from many of the big names in the game. Kudos
yeah,
to you, fellas, once again.
Man,
Bob
thank
Hope.
you.
Oh,
thank you.
and not to mention that we were on a Pop-Tart box.
Hmm.
I
Yep,
didn't know.
Kellogg's. Come on, we
yeah,
was on there.
Yeah, back
sure
then that was
was.
a back then that was a thing. You gonna be on the Wheaties or the Pop Tarts.
And we was
Hmm.
on the Pop-Tart box.
Yep.
It's
Right.
crazy. Because my mom had to, when I would go home, it was right there. She would always show it to me, the Pop Tart box with our picture and all that, wrote the write up about us and everything, right on that Pop Tart box. I'm like, wow, some
Yep.
some uh, some kids, man, from St. Petersburg, Florida, gracing the Pop Tart box. You know,
Yeah.
I would
Uh-huh.
think something like that. Come on.
Hmm. And let me tell you something. I love me some Pop Tarts. I haven't had Pop Tarts in ages. I love me some frosted brown sugar, cinnamon, the
Oh, you like that? I like the
frosted
strawberry.
strawberry.
I
Oh,
like
the
the
I like the
frosted
Oreo.
strawberry.
strawberry is the best.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Wow.
speaking of strawberry, I'm wearing strawberry lip gloss right now.
Oh,
There
you
you
are? You got the
go.
strawberry out?
Yeah. Hmm.
Nice.
And
Nice.
speaking of, advertising, do you fellas are like looking or working on like being on a commercial?
Oh, so it's crazy that you mentioned that because we were on the Cheetos commercial in
Yes.
2020. Um, but it is crazy because it was the you can't touch this was the a Cheetos commercial for the Super Bowl. And guess who graced it? Your boy, Special Generation, MC Hammer. You can't touch this.
Let me let me tell
And
you something
fellas, if
though.
What
y'all
he
can vouch for
graced
me,
it
them
with?
checks was really good, wasn't they?
Let me say
Them
something.
Uh-huh.
Cheetos checks wasn't no joke, right?
No
Hmm.
joke.
There's this thing that they passed recently called performance rights, which if you sing on a record, not necessarily write it, but if you sing backgrounds on it, you're in the focus of getting some type of royalties. So when that commercial dropped and we heard our vocals, we was like, oh, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep. Ching ching.
it was a blessing.
Yeah.
Think about 30 years later. 30
Yeah.
years later. Right. Totally blessing.
Getting paid off of your voice being on the record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just goes to show that whatever God has for you, no man can take away.
Amen.
If
You
it's
know,
for
God
you, it's for
helps you
you.
if you help yourself. God see you
That's
guys put
right.
a lot of effort, and He consistently blesses you guys.
Yep.
Right.
It will not miss you. Period.
That's
Amen.
right.
Uh huh. Okay, and special generation. What will special generation say special generation from the 90s? The special generation now say to
Mm-hmm.
special generation from in the 90s.
Oh
Say your
wow.
money.
You know what? I
Oh,
was gonna say that. I would say for Fernando, I would say this, that I would say to special generation in the 90s. I would say that because I feel like for myself, I was living in the moment.
Right.
I was totally in the moment of it, because you know, you would think about like recording it camcorder, because the camcorder was real big then, you know, taking pictures or whatnot. For myself, I was definitely in the moment. So, but what I would tell myself is to then I would tell myself to, you know, of course, live in the moment, but document some of this stuff. You know what I mean? But I didn't, because I was totally in the moment. I would tell myself, document some of this stuff, man. Take some pictures, do this and do this, you know. That's what I would say to myself.
Because it was so much going on. You feel me?
I know, right? We didn't have time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Have time. So what I would add to it is network. Build your brand to a point that you can one day retire and it can still be a thing. It still could be a merchandise. It can still be, you know, a memory or a legend.
Yes.
And then know more about the business, because when you when you think everything is okay, you got to really go and check and make sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I would tell all of us.
It's summer, like, you know, when you leaving somewhere and like, you know, you feel like you got everything, you gotta look back to make sure you have everything. That way you won't forget, because you know you will never find it ever again. That's what I do.
Right.
I would tell myself to go find Bill Gates, because he was making the computer back then.
Right.
You stupid.
Throw him a little change, you know what I'm saying? Give him a little change, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, look here, Bill. You stupid.
Okay, and I'm gonna go to this question. Some body here named Swagnificent asks if you guys will put out a story like the New Edition story, like a biopic.
Ken?
That's something that we're working on.
Yeah,
like a kind of a documentary. Now that we're kind of here in the area, a lot of the places that we rehearsed at and neighborhood, a lot of that stuff we're gonna just start filming ourselves, you know, because we did reach out to what's the Unsung?
Unsung,
yeah. But because a lot of our stuff wasn't really captured, because a lot of technology wasn't there, we got to kind of put all that stuff together. So we definitely need, because you know what, it'll only inspire musicians, and not only that, it'll help our legacy keep continuing on.
Yeah, because our story is our story is wow. That's all I can say, because we really do have a story. You know, really do, from our humble beginnings to getting with MC Hammer. I mean, to just
living
our lives. I mean,
before we got with Hammer, though, Rick James was managing us. He was trying to do some management for us
Oh
to
God
yeah.
bring
bless
us
him.
out.
So his
Yeah, God bless him.
legacy
Yes,
will
we
continue
got
to
our
live
Rick James
on.
stories too.
And let me tell you something. Rick James is like, the epitome of greatness. That man made
Oh
a
my God.
tremendous impact. The fashion, the hair, it's like,
Hands down.
Oh,
the
Yeah,
his facial expressions, it's like, his like, intimacy towards women.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was I was surprised. I was surprised to learn that that back in we have glitter these days, but back in the day they didn't have glitter like that. They used to actually break glass up and
that's
sprinkle it.
Right.
dangerous.
Yeah,
When I heard that, I was like, oh my God, that can get in your
yeah.
eye.
Think about it though. Yeah, because there's something getting
Oh,
in your eyes. It ain't like glitter getting in your eyes. It's
that's
glass
cutting
getting
your
in your
eyeball
Yeah. 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 That's how they used to do
eyes.
outfits.
But
Yeah.
they were pioneers, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did it so we wouldn't have to
Mhm.
do
Right. But we
Yes,
love it, man. We love it.
Yes, absolutely.
And once again, I just want to thank you for having us on this show.
Oh,
That we
no
get a chance
problem, no
Yes,
to express.
problem. Hmm.
We have yet to write our book, yet to do our documentary.
Hmm.
And just people like you give us the inspiration to just want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Because for us, I mean, we're not signed to Capitol or, like really majority of the urban groups that are touring now, they're not signed. You know what I'm saying? They're just out
exactly.
performing.
Yeah, yeah,
So people like you really inspire us to keep going and to keep wanting to get
Yes.
back in the studio and doing what we love to
Hmm.
do.
yeah,
No, I mean, I'm a huge old school R&B fan.
yeah.
I grew up listening to you guys, and like, you guys is just like one of my favorite groups at all times, and like,
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
I'm talking to you guys, and like, I'm just like, giving you ideas. I'm just like telling you
Yes,
guys to just keep pushing forward, keep rising to the
we
top.
appreciate that. We
Yes,
appreciate that. You interview
Yes.
pleasure.
one of my guys that inspired me, Glenn Jones.
Oh
Oh
my
Yes,
yeah.
goodness,
yes,
Mr.
yes.
Glenn
That was the
Jones.
last
Glenn Jones.
guy. He's
Oh,
very humble. So that was the last guy that I have on my podcast. Shout
Oh
out to
yes,
wow.
Uncle Glenn Jones.
Glenn
yes,
Jones, y'all.
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. So,
I remember his
man,
records.
Hey, oh my goodness.
I think we did him. We used to do him perform him in the show, right? Which record?
Yes,
we've
we probably
Yeah.
knowing that we probably,
Yeah.
Oh
We've
yeah,
only just
man. And
begun. That's right.
speaking
The
of
romance. Yeah.
legends like you guys, when we get off this show, I'm gonna have to like talk to you guys like about something privately. I'm not gonna say it
Okay.
like
okay,
where everybody will hear.
Okay.
okay.
okay, cool,
Okay.
cool,
All right.
man.
What do you fellas have to say to the people on here?
You got
Thank
some
you
stuff.
for thank you for joining and listening in. We thank you for the support of all these years, especially
Mhm.
because it's these platforms that are out now. Um, a lot of them are interviewing the newer artists, the younger artists, but it's very few that are taking the time to interview us like are from our back in the day.
The
So we just
90s,
want to
baby.
thank the people that come on and support it and that supported us over all the years. We appreciate it, really.
Yes. And Fernando, aka Chip,
Chip.
because when y'all call me Chip, people probably like, what they say?
Oh,
Because they probably like Fernando Chip, what?
Mhm.
But I want to say to the people out here on IG, thank y'all for still wanting to know our story.
Yes.
That's a blessing. And when I do see stuff on TV, some of the stuff that we did in the '90s, and I see it on TV, or I hear a record on the radio or whatnot, it's humbling. To see that people still want to hear us, and yeah. And I
yeah,
appreciate y'all, love y'all, because love is it.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. And for me, I
Yes.
just want to say, man, we got to keep R&B alive. We got to keep supporting the artists that are doing R&B and still trying to
Yes,
be out here because it changed. It's the music industry changed so much. So when you get a chance to do an interview, tune in and give us support because you never know that your inspiration is waking us up. You feel me?
yes,
It helped motivates what we were and now what we're gonna become.
Exactly.
So yeah, but I want to do a shout out to. I want to shout out to my buddy X-Man and Capone over in Miami
There you
production.
go.
You feel me?
And yes,
Yeah, they did 3 songs on Fernando's
yes.
release.
X-Man produced 3 songs on my solo stuff.
Right, and yet to
Yeah.
hear Marquette dropping his new record, which also he produced himself. You know, and don't let him. He hasn't spoken on his production, but his production was.
Amazing,
He
y'all.
actually he
Amazing.
actually did a song, I think, on the Butterflies, I believe. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Right, and look for new stuff from all of us. Just look for new stuff from all of us. But thank you guys for
Mm-hmm.
tuning in.
Yeah.
Yes.
We appreciate
And
all
thank you
the
for
And I
support.
want
having
to
us.
give a shout out to Maurice and Charles who
And
weren't able
Oh
to
Charlie.
God,
Yeah.
join.
right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right. Maurice and
Yeah,
Charlie.
they're out here
Brothers.
with me. You know,
That's
they live
that's
in
the other that's the other half of Special G. You know.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Maurice lives in the same city I do, and Charlie lives about 30 miles away.
Oh
So we're all
wow,
in
that's far.
California. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. Hammer live in my city also.
Yeah.
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 But who lives in your city, Fernando?
Huh?
Who lives in your city?
Oh, Hammer. And 2
Oh,
of the other
him.
guys. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
A shout out to him and the next time y'all bump into each other, tell him that Marion from Silver Swan Entertainment said hello.
That's
I
right.
will do that.
That's it.
I
We
will
put
do
him on
that.
the show.
I might see him in the grocery store or something. I don't know. But I talk to him on Instagram. He posts stuff and we chat sometimes. But Hammer's
Mm-hmm.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's like our
I'll
big
do
brother.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, fellas. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you once again. It was more than a pleasure having you as guests on my podcast. And we'll be looking forward to bigger and better things and more discussions. Stay blessed, y'all, and keep working hard.
Thank you.
Amen.
Anytime. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. For sure. I'm out.
All right. Peace.